there, and welcome back to the FFS podcast. This is episode number 2, part 1 of the MWF series, where we review the games that have happened over the weekend. We do separate reviews and reactions to games that have happened over the weekday, which you can go check out, which is only exclusive on YouTube. So we do YouTube reaction videos for that. But for the weekend, for now, it's only post-match reviews. So we're here talking about the big game in the Premier League that is between Chelsea and Manchester City. I mean, Chelsea flying high, top of the table. Everyone's calling them the title contenders. We've had Manchester City who have had a sort of a blip, but it's not unusual to see them have a blip so early on in the season. We've seen this happen last year. They then had an insane winning streak, won the title, easy peasy. You then had them have it even a couple of years ago. So it's not unusual. But of course, there will be certain questions that have been asked, which we'll kind of try and get answers from. So we've got 2 guests on the show today, both of whom have been on the podcast before. We've got Shreya, who supports Chelsea. And she was actually part of our first watch-along for the Champions League final. And we then have Fazal, who is a Manchester City supporter. He's also been on the podcast before. And as luck would have it, before we started recording, we just learned that both of them know each other. So it's just crazy because Fazal, when I admitted you into the meeting and as you were like your black screen had come up and the name had popped up, she was like, is this Fazal? Is this the same Fazal? I was like, I'm not going to start naming different kind of fun.
We have spent a lot of good time in Manipal. So
yeah.
I was expecting it should be Shreya.
Yeah, so because yours didn't have the second name, right? The surname. So she was a little confused.
But I knew Fazal City.
Yeah,
I knew
City. I mean, are there so few fans that are... I mean, as it is, there are few fans for Manchester City. To have a Fazal who is a Manchester City fan must have been like...
No, but in Goa, so they have a huge community in Goa, which is very cool.
In Goa, we have about 100 supporters.
Yeah.
I mean, official.
Yeah, but awesome. So kind of let's talk about this game, both of you. So we'll start talking about what your feelings were before the game, because this is obviously a game of... I mean, I say huge proportions. We're still very early into the season. We're just right now on episode number 2. I mean, we come to episode 20 or 24, and that's when we kind of really look into consequences. But still, in this Premier League, I think Manchester City has shown that if you don't win every game, you are kind of almost out of the title challenge. So let's start with this. So Fazal, let me get your thoughts on this. So going into this game, Manchester City had a couple of fumbles. They lost to Tottenham, the draw against Southampton. Going into this against a fiery hot Chelsea side, how did you see it?
Well, first of all, no one gave us a chance actually. If you say everywhere, in every show, it was just like, oh, Chelsea are so good. They're defensively so solid. Tuchel has done 3 over Pep. But, I just had that feeling because on one side, City had also conceded just 1 goal and Chelsea had also conceded just 1 goal. City's goal difference was much better than Chelsea, but still it was like, okay, just because we don't have a striker, everyone thought, okay, this is not gonna happen. We won't be able to score. Okay, Southampton, I can understand it was we didn't convert our chances, and I felt like before the start of the game, I felt this has to be Pep can't lose 4 in a row. That wouldn't happen because and if you see in Bundesliga, Pep has 5-0 over Tuchel, so both know each other pretty well. It's so Tuchel, he somehow knew tactics of Tuchel, and Pep knows how Tuchel sets up. But I feel the best thing he did was he didn't overthink. He just went with a defensive.
I mean, you won't overthink because it's not a Champions League match.
Yeah.
I think if Rodri would have played that Champions League final match, it would be completely different. I mean, it's his performance yesterday was like amazing, and once as soon as I saw City start the game, I felt okay. Today is the energy. The way they were pressing. I mean, Chelsea were just not getting the ball out of their box. I mean, Lukaku and Werner are just waiting there, and there is no one. And I just felt like, okay, this is our game. We could have easily gone up 2-3 if it was not for Mendy. I think it would easily have been 2-3 goals. Grealish had 2 chances. I think Mendy saved both of them. And defensively, we were solid. I think we won the battle in midfield. Everyone talked about Kante, Jorginho, but Rodri, Bernardo, and KDB, they were just amazing. And I felt that, yeah, it was a good result, 1-0, but it's still good. And going against someone, everyone doubted City whether they will do it or no. This has to be a big game. And we have a very tough week,
Yeah.
We played Chelsea, we play PSG on Tuesday, and then we play Liverpool on Sunday. So it's good. It's a good feeling that we have got Chelsea. Now next game is PSG, and then Liverpool, and then yeah. And now we are from fifth. We are gone to second in the table. So I
Yeah.
don't think we have to doubt over City just because we don't have a striker.
Yeah, it's a game of momentum also, right? Given, football's a game of momentum. So if you win a big match, you can obviously always carry that forward to the next couple of matches. So a good result against PSG, a side that you've beaten last year, would then put you in really good standing against us. So yeah, it's crazy. So Shreya, the same question for you. Going into this, how confident were you given the sort of form you were in?
So I was not very confident before the game at all, and I think that just it just turned out to be like that. I didn't expect it though. I just felt like there was some mismatch in the there was some confusion probably in the front. And as Fazal said, the midfield battle was lost. I really expected the midfield battle to work out for Jorginho and Kante, but then it didn't, and it was pretty disappointing to see City with so much energy and so much press. I mean, I knew that was coming, but then I was also a little bit okay. Like we have already won thrice against City, and it wouldn't be, and it wouldn't be something new. But yeah, they did their homework way better this time, and I think it came late. They should have done this long ago, at least for the Champions League final.
Was it
But
something wrong in the terms of lineup or the formation that Tuchel had gone
no,
with?
the formation. Yeah, so the formation I think Tuchel is trying to do is a 3-5-2 now instead of
Yeah,
a 3-4-2-1, which we were I think doing in the last season. Also, till the last few matches, we just started with this 3-5-2 thing. I'm not sure how it's working out really well. I can't still see the link up between Werner and Lukaku. I mean, it's coming, but it's not clinical. And then I feel like Ziyech should come on for a better few crosses. I think Kai Havertz should have started earlier for that for the same reason, because instantly when Kai and Ruben Loftus-Cheek came on, the game changed a little bit. But we still
in
lost out to it.
because this is something we saw even at Spurs, right? Like you have a midfield of like the three in midfield. I think you had last time was Jorginho, Kovacic, and
Saul,
someone else. I think.
Saul, you
Second half,
said?
it was Kante, I think. They
Or
brought in
Kante?
Yeah,
Kante.
yeah. In against Spurs, against Spurs,
Yes,
it was
against
yes. Kante came on, but
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I guess midfield is a key battle for both because that's where the heart of the team lies. For City, it's always been the sort of starting point for all of their pressing, whether it be Fernandinho, whether it be now Rodri or someone like that. But Fazal, talking about this lack of strikers from Manchester City's point of view, I mean, it's reassuring to know that at least Gabriel Jesus is scoring. For all the criticism that he gets, and I think at times rightfully so, he does come about with some crucial goals. And I want to know your thoughts. Do you think Pep would have been satisfied at the end of the transfer window with the strike force that he has, or do you feel like that Harry Kane deal should have, like, he really, really wanted that to go through?
See, first of all, the striker, we went all out for Harry Kane. Like,
Yeah,
once Harry Kane decided that he wanted to leave Spurs, City made a bid, Tottenham rejected. And after that, it was pretty much sure that he is going to leave. That's why City was forcing. Like, they were even ready to go up to 150 to pay for Kane. And with Kane's quality, I mean, someone who is one of the greatest strikers in Premier League, to get him would have been amazing. I think City went out. Pep is a big fan of Kane, and the way City play, the way Pep plays, he suits Pep style. He's the kind of a striker who'll come back to defend. He'll assist. So that's what we needed. But we couldn't get him. We tried our best, but then we had option, and then Pep made it clear that if every player in the team needs to contribute. We saw that last year also. Like Gundogan got around 13, 14 goals. Sterling had around 12 goals. Mahrez
yeah.
11. So if everyone scores, it's fine. But I think we need that one person inside the box to convert the chances. And Jesus, he has made it clear that he likes to play on the right hand side more than he likes to play as a striker. He has told this to Pep. And we have seen him playing on the right hand side. But yesterday Torres was not there, so we played him midfield. I think centrally, but then also he drifted, and then Foden came to play as a false number 9. So yeah, I think, and Gabriel Jesus is one of the most underrated strikers, I would say. He has got 52 goals already. He has matched, Diego Costa already at Chelsea.
Yeah,
So they
fair enough.
don't talk much about him. I think when he came in, we already had Aguero, and he didn't get his chances. He was
Yeah.
just coming in like a substitute. He never started. But this season, we have seen him giving
Even
assists.
last year when Aguero's been predominantly injured, I mean, I guess this is also plays into what Pep normally does, which is constant rotation. He's like
Yes.
everybody's FPL nightmare, right? Like you don't
Yes,
know
yes.
what you're getting with Pep Guardiola. But I would have thought that given his concerns about not having a striker, that Jesus would be the first name on the sheet, but that doesn't seem to be. And I suppose, like you mentioned, I guess it's a heavy reliance on like your wingers or someone like a
Yes.
De Bruyne to start scoring. But before that, I actually just was checking up the lineup, and I was talking about the Tottenham game, Shreya. And so you started only with the two midfielders with Jorginho and Kovacic. And then you had Mason Mount and Kai Havertz more attacking. And then I think you were overrun with your midfield then. And that's why by Tottenham in the first half, that's why you brought Kante in, took out Mount and got that. So did you think that because of what happened at Spurs, is that why you've gone with a 3-man midfield, even though it means sacrificing? Like Werner's position is best on the left wing and then whatever doing all that. But do you think because he didn't want to be overrun by a City midfield, which is probably 10 times better or 20 times better than a Tottenham midfield, do you think that kind of played in his mind and he's gone for that sort of formation, the 3-5-2?
No, I'm not sure exactly. See, because Tuchel is the kind of a guy who doesn't really like to change his formation nor his players. He doesn't like to rotate much. That's what he says. But then we have injuries. The whole point about Mount missing the game was because he had an injury from the previous clash for the Champions League. For the Carabao Cup, exactly.
Okay.
That was against Villa, right?
Yeah.
That was against Villa. So that was one issue. So and the problem with Saul Niguez, we couldn't get on Saul Niguez as well because he's not had a lot of PL games, and the first debut that he had was against a City. No, he already had a Premier League debut, but that was against I think just before Tottenham, I guess. So
okay.
But he was pretty poor, and you could see that. But he came on for the Champions League game, I think, or for the Carabao Cup either. I'm very bad at
I don't think for the Champions. Maybe he came on for the Champions League, possibly.
No, there was I think for the Carabao Cup against Villa, he played the first half, and in the second half, Mount he got subbed out for Mount. So he's gotten that game and he improved. But it doesn't mean again that we take him against City, because City's press, Saul will get he'll get beaten up right there. He could already see an experienced player like Jorginho getting beat up in that midfield. So this and Tuchel, I think, even said it that he takes it on himself that it didn't work out, the formation and the squad that he picked. I'm not sure why he said that for the squad that he picked, because I think everyone else was just injured. It was unfortunate what happened to Reece James. I think that also might have affected, at least, Grealish was getting freer once Reece went, and Grealish started playing better once Reece went. Otherwise, I think Reece has the ability to probably pocket some of those players on that side. So that was also there. That was also what I noticed. But yeah, I mean, I don't think Tuchel's gonna continue with this 3-5-2 thing.
Okay.
I hope not.
Okay, so going, I mean, obviously you've lost 1-0, but that is still not too bad because it is Manchester City. It is a game that could have gone either way. So what are the positives that Tuchel takes from this loss?
That's what the respectable loss that Man City provided us, because I think everyone was also saying that this could have very much have gone differently. Could have been a 4-0, could have been a 3-0. They could have bashed us for it. They could have punished us hard for all those 3 losses before. But again, our solid defense, which has been showing since quite a long time. And plus, I mean, I personally thought a loss was anyway coming. Let it be against City. It's a good side. We're not losing against a small team. So I would still take City as a good team to lose against. Wish we had one goal right when right in the last 20 minutes. I thought Chelsea could do it. there was a chance. Alonso going, it was beautiful to see Alonso going up, like being a proper striker, and in his previous life he must have been a striker. Surprisingly, he wanted to be a striker, but his coach
Really?
apparently told him
I
not
mean,
to focus on being a striker. So that's what I heard.
I wouldn't have paid attention to that goal because his defensive isn't. I mean, now it's
He's very
slightly
slow.
better,
He's very
but
slow
yeah,
though,
yeah,
defensively. But that even Jorginho is. I mean, he's also slow. And I think a lot of hate's already been out for Jorginho because of the deflection, and then the goal just happened. But I think that was. I mean, it could have been savable, but I think even Mendy had a blank moment that, oh, what just happened? Like it just came out of nowhere. So yeah. I mean, we couldn't save it anymore. We just kept defending, and no attack. Lukaku was trying to give the ball to Timo, and Timo, he tried, he gave the runs, he did his job, not as a striker, but at least being
as a
that
second
person
strike,
giving the crosses. Yeah, doing that. But it didn't work out, it's fine. I mean, we also have like a tough string of games. I think that the next one is the toughest of all because again it's Champions League and it's an away game, it's at Turin. So and Juventus is back. So that just
Are they? They're in relegation form right now in the.
but they won their last two matches. So
Really? Okay, I don't know. Yeah, I guess this match I don't know, but
they won today as well.
they
So they have a
drew.
match right now, I guess. So they won today as well. They won their last match. So and Chiesa is back. So it's pretty.
Okay. I mean, yeah, you never know with all that. Yeah, it'll still be interesting. Fazal, for you, Manchester City, like you mentioned, fifth up to second. So again, back in the title race. I mean, it was never really in doubt, I suppose.
I mean, it was never in doubt, but the media made it look like, oh, okay, they don't have a striker. Now Liverpool are back, Chelsea are back, United are back. It felt so good to see also United, Bruno missing that penalty. I was like, okay, fine.
All
now
of us
we
were
are.
happy
So
on that.
I was so happy.
how important was it because the others? Okay, so Liverpool drew. Chelsea obviously lost against you guys, and Manchester United also lost. So how important? Because none of the others could really capitalize on either Chelsea's loss or City's. Sorry, or who's the other team that was there? Or Manchester United's loss. So how important was that for Guardiola?
As I said, it's pretty early in the season. Last season, we were like after 8 games, we were like around 12th, 13th position, and that time also it was like okay, City are out of the race. But it has to happen. Everyone gets a good start. If some team gets a good start before, some get at the end, they play well. So yeah, it was a good result. I happy to see that Liverpool also drew yesterday. I think I'm happy that we are playing them, but you never know. I think their defense looks a bit shaky. We are playing them on Sunday, but then I feel now we are back. We were never out actually. We are in the title race, but I'm still hoping that in January transfer window we sign a striker because I think we need that. We need someone who will convert the chances. Maybe in the back end of the season we will need that. Now we are getting that goal. Jesus, I think that was a beautiful goal what he scored. I mean the control he had, three players behind him, Rudiger, Jorginho, and I think it was Kante or someone behind him, and then to score from that position was just amazing. But he's not going to play number 9 every time. He's going to play right wing. He has made it clear to Pep, and Pep has also said that he likes to play right wing. So yeah, Torres is going to come back. But I think we need a striker, and yeah, it's going to be a good race. We have 4 teams. Even Everton is on 13 points. So we have 5 teams on 13 points.
Oh, wow. I did
We
not
have,
see that coming. But yeah, I mean,
Everton
I
won
did not
yesterday.
see the Brentford Liverpool score coming as well, though.
I mean, we're known to have matches like that, but it's okay. I mean, draws. I think they're quite a good side, though, Brentford, in terms of attacking.
Quite a good side to look out at with a banger start, though.
I think it's important for the team that are challenging for the title. It's important that when they play against those top 5 teams, it's important that they get points out of that. Whoever gets point out of each other, they are going to eventually win at the end. So it was happy, and that to going to Chelsea away with that kind of crowd and to win was just amazing. I think that's a good result, and hope we can continue the form and let's see how it goes. And especially, I would like to say our defense has been really good till now. I think last year it was Stones and Diaz. This year it's Laporte and Diaz. So it's looking quite good.
And your defenders were perfect. Like the sort of, even when we played Chelsea, I think like we kept Lukaku quiet. I'm sure. I mean, they obviously we only drew, but we kept Lukaku quiet, which is probably the main sort of target man that they have. And if you keep him quiet, you are more likely to not lose the game. So I'm not saying you'll win it, but you're more likely not to lose. And I suppose coming up against the likes of Ruben Diaz or Virgil van Dijk and people like that, Lukaku is not an unknown like an unknown player. He's been there with Manchester United and everything. Yes, he's gotten better with Inter. Yes, he's become much more fitter than I've seen him at Manchester United. But these defenders, I feel like he needs to up his game slightly more if he is to be in those conversations with the Lewandowskis and people like that. But yeah, I mean, you guys did a fantastic job in keeping him quiet. And yeah, Werner, yeah.
I felt Werner was the best player yesterday. I mean, he was making amazing runs, but he doesn't have any. He did not have any support. Like no one is there with him.
Yeah, he didn't have the support.
But that's the thing, right? So Werner either needs to have support or comes off the left wing and provides the support, provides the support. So by neutralizing that, it's kind of done. Half the job's done for Lukaku. But yeah, it's going to be only that much more interesting as we go on. But unfortunately, that's all the time we have for this particular part of episode 2. So thank you, Shreya and Fazal, for coming on to this podcast. It was a pleasure having you and coming on here and giving your thoughts. And I can't wait to host you in the near future.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
No problem. And to those of you listening to the audio podcast on whichever podcast platforms, please do follow us. You can, follow us on Instagram or on Twitter, on YouTube, wherever we are. And you can find all those links on our social media platforms. So you can check out all of that. And for those of you, if you want to watch the video version of this, and I have to say that the video version is only for members and patrons, go check out our Patreon page. I just put up a post on Twitter today. It should also be on Instagram a little while later. So I've explained the sort of tiers that we have, the different membership tiers that we have, and the benefits that come along with this. So for actually video podcasts, all of these for the FFS and the MWF series, the video versions are available for all patrons. So whichever, the lowest tier or the highest tier, you get all of that. So yeah, go check it out. It also helps us become financially more stable and get better equipment and stuff like that. But yeah, I guess that's about it for part 1 of episode 2 of the MWF series. I'm your host, Brady, once again. I'll catch you all on part 2, which is coming up in the next episode or next part. And you stay safe. See you.